All right. Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody. Welcome on my timeline here in Marketing Tips with Sharvette or over on our YouTube channel. I am Sharvette Mitchell, a CEO and founder of Mitchell Productions, and we work with high achieving women entrepreneurs and a few lucky men get sprinkled in all around helping them raise their visibility, their marketing, and their branding so that they attract their ideal clients and make more money, right? And so you are in the middle of a four-part series here talking about 2024 marketing trends. So I've picked out four. There's more, but I picked out four trends. We talked last week about trend number one. So today we're going to talk about trend number two, which is the integration of offline experiences and online experiences. We are going to continue to see the lines blurred. And so we're going to talk all about that today. But I know that the algorithm is sending out notifications saying, hey, come check out this broadcast. Some of you just got an email and you're like, wait a minute, let me click around to the right link. So while you're doing that, let me play a quick commercial break. Some of you may have seen this, but guess what? Just watch it again. This is a recap video of our last offline experience, which was the Platform Builder Summit in November. And it's about 2 minutes long, and I'll be right back. And that'll give time for us to jump into this conversation. Thanks for being here on this Monday midday. I am Sharvette Mitchell, CEO of Mitchell Productions, the producer and host of the Platform Builder Summit. We are here in beautiful Richmond, Virginia with 115 amazing women, professional service providers. We have therapists, we have accountants, we have realtors in this space, and we're excited about all of the amazing transformations that their businesses and their brands will continue to have.
I was drawn to this conference because of all the beautiful things I heard about the conference. This is my first experience, so I've only heard great things about the empowering women that shared their stories and the things that people take it away from it, and I wanted that experience.
One of the things that I've enjoyed the most about just meeting other women and interacting with other women is the fact that we all realize that we can work together and we can partner together. I don't know how you can come to a Sharvette event and not leave more confident in your skill set and in your gifting, and that's absolutely what I feel today, having just been in the room for the past couple days.
Anything and everything you could think of in regards to business has been discussed, from marketing to finance to planning to strategy to platform building. It's so many amazing nuggets that I can take back and actually implement and grow my business.
This is my second time coming to one of these conferences, and I'm telling you, every time I just get more fired up about what it is, what my why is.
This is going to energize me for the rest of the year and into 2024. So grateful.
All right, that was a recap video from one of our offline in-person events that was held this past November, which is right in line with what we're talking about today, 2024 marketing trend that I've picked out. This is part two of four of this series, and we're going to be talking about the integration of offline and online experiences. What you're going to see is the lines between what you're doing offline and what you do online will continue to blur, and the consumer is looking for that. So I see you all coming on in. Hey, Sonia, thank you so much for being here. Happy Monday. Hello, Dr. Val. Thank you for being here as well. I see others that are coming on in. Hey, Tanya, thank you for being here. Hello, Gwen. Thank you for being here as well. I know that some of you are brand spanking new and you're saying, hey, who is this chick? I am Sharvette Mitchell, and I am the founder of Mitchell Productions. We're a marketing firm And a little bit to back up a little bit from that, I spent 25 years in corporate America with a company called Capital One. You might be very familiar with them, and left February 2nd, 2018. So literally coming up on 6 years this February, and have been full-time in business since then. I have a degree in marketing from Virginia Commonwealth University. Go VCU Rams, if there are any VCU Rams here. I host the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show. Some of you may be listening here because you are a follower of that show. So we are on, oh my goodness, episode 716. I think it's tomorrow. Yeah, you heard that right. 716. That's going to be happening tomorrow. So welcome if you are here, a part of that. I also produce books. And so I'm a visionary author, and I join forces with my clients in the Platform Builder program. And we produce books. You see some across my shoulder here, and we're working on the 7th book. Our 7th book is Position to Pivot. Position to Pivot. We are literally, editing is finishing up. We're going into layout. And so you'll be hearing more about that. Shout out to any of our current authors or past co-authors. Just let us know in the chat, or any of our Platform Builder clients, just type Platform Builder. And that's a little bit about me. Host events as well. So we just hosted our 7th event this past November, in-person event. So that's a little bit about me, but I'm really passionate about helping you get in front of your ideal client so you generate more revenue by focusing on your marketing, your visibility, and your branding. So that's why we're having this conversation around what are the trends, what are consumers, what are their appetites, what are they leaning into for 2024. And so specifically, this trend I thought was very powerful for us to discuss. And there is an appetite for the consumer to have a blended experience with you. There's an integration of what you do offline and what you do online. And I think what happened was people got very comfortable with online. How do y'all feel about that, right? People got very comfortable with online and maybe have forgotten some traditional marketing that happens offline, right? And so we're going to continue to see the lines blur between what you do offline and bringing in and combining that online experience as well. And so for those of you in particular, you're experts, you're leaders, you are working on your personal brand, you're going to need to make sure you integrate what you do online and what you do offline. So that's that. Listen, I see you coming on in. Hey, I see my Platform Builder clients are here. Hey, Erica. Hey, LaShawanda. Hey, Tanya, brand spanking new with us. Yes, there is absolutely an integration. Hello, Apostle Dr. Hyman as well. Absolutely. So let's jump in. First of all, let's define what I mean by online. So as we're talking again about this trend of integrating online and offline, let's talk about what I mean by online, just to make sure we're all in the same page. So online would be like your social media. So anything that you do across social media or professional networking sites. So that could be LinkedIn, which some people don't necessarily consider LinkedIn as a social network, but email marketing is an online activity. Again, so social media, email marketing is online activity. Video marketing, if you are using YouTube, Vimeo, TikTok, any of those, that video marketing, that's considered online marketing. So just wanted to level set. So if it's not a part of those things, email, website, any of that, then it is offline. So typically when we say offline, that is going to be some type of in-person experience or something that is outside of your computer. All right. So I think we got it together here. So here's some ways, how can you integrate this and what are you going to see happening? And so number one, use of QR code, use QR codes. And what we found with the QR code, so a QR code lets someone pick up their phone. If you have a flyer or something in hand, they're able to scan that flyer and then end up online. This is a prime example of the integration of offline experiences and online experiences. So We saw this a ton at our last summit in November. Literally almost every speaker. How many speakers are here? If you are a speaker, type speaker in the comments. Type speaker in the comments. Hey, Kamisha, thank you so much for being here as well. Hey, Carlithia, thank you for being here as well. If you are a speaker, type speaker in the comments. We saw this, and I see a bunch of you just logged in. Hey, we're talking about marketing trend. Number 2, this is 4-part series. We're on number 2, and we're talking about what we're going to continue to see is the integration of offline and online experiences. And one way that that's showing up is the use of QR codes. So almost every speaker that spoke at our last summit, at the end of their slides or during their slides, now an in-person experience, they had a QR code that people in the audience could pick up, or in our program booklet. Do I have the program booklet? I got to bring it so y'all can see it. The program booklet either had a QR code where now you're in person, but you make it easy for them to either get on your email list, buy what you have or what have you, because they can simply scan it. Let me know in the chat if you are a speaker or you are doing things. You might have a boutique, you might have a salon, and you're doing things in person and you've been using QR codes. Let me know in the chat. Let me know. And listen. Yes, Dr. Hyman was there. She was like, yes, almost every speaker had QR codes. Look at all the speakers that are here, and let us know too if you're a speaker, like what type of topics that you're speaking on. Hello, Miss McCoy. Thank you for being here. So yes, Dr. Val, who was one of our speakers. So you're going to want to think about, when we think about this trend and in seeing the integration of online and offline, if you are doing in-person things, you could be a vendor at an event. You could be a speaker. Think about how you can easily get them into your online world, and the use of a QR code is great. So either if it's in your presentation or you have an actual postcard or flyer printed out with you. And sometimes people will put it on the back of a business card. I know. Some of y'all are like, y'all still using business cards? Hey, Linda, thank you so much. Yes, thank you. I see you over photography coming on in, photography and MAU. So you're in person all the time. I love it. Keep on commenting. And so the use of QR code. Now, here's something is a little bit of a pet peeve of mine. I'm just going to let you know off the rip. Sometimes you will see people on social media and they will have a QR code on their flyer, like on Facebook. That doesn't do anything because the person is already on their phone. So what you need to do is give them the link. They don't need to, because they can't scan anything because they're already on their phone. So that's just FYI. All right. That's just a little bit of a rant I had to say. So thank you, Renita, over on YouTube. She said, yes, events are a great space for QR codes. Absolutely. Absolutely. That is a great space. And again, if you're hosting events or if you are attending events, let me capture Gwen, who is an author. So she said, yes, for book sales, I speak on growing your vision and your visionary startup. And so I think that's great too, if you're speaking and maybe you don't have books on hand, but you can have a flyer with you that they can scan the QR code. So you're in person, but then boom, it takes them to your website or Amazon or wherever you're trying to push sales. So I think y'all got it. So that's number one there around what does this look like? The integration of online and offline experiences. And you're going to continue to see that. And so you want to be thinking about how do you integrate that in? All right. So the second thing here, which kind of ties in as we talk about the integration of online and offline experiences, is that some of you have gotten really comfortable behind the computer. And I know COVID did a little bit with this, right? COVID kind of caused a little bit of this. Well, we're seeing the light of day right on that end. And so some of you just have shied away from attending events. But I would strongly encourage you to lean into attending in-person events locally, or you can travel and go somewhere, because what you want to do is get in person with some of the people you've been connecting with online. And hopefully those are customers. So, and then some of that local networking, some things that are happening are just because of relationship or you got in the right room. So think about how can I, even if it's just on a local level, how can I look for a networking? How can I look for a meetup where my ideal client might be? And then you got your QR code, but it makes you be a real person. And people with all of this artificial intelligence that's going on, and that's the third trend we're going to talk about next Thursday. People are looking for authenticity, which we actually talked a little bit about in the first session. And so meeting someone in person helps with that. So think about attending, or it might be time for you to host in-person events. That could be small, that could be large, that could be customer focused. So this is one of the things that you want to be thinking about, and you're going to see more of in 2024. There were a lot of events last year. It's not stopping, right? It is absolutely going to continue. So, hey there, that's my mom, a biological mom. Hey, girl, hey. And so LaShawana said, I use the code to pay for books. Absolutely. So she's been somewhere where she paid for somebody's book using the code, because you can take them directly to a payment link. You are welcome. Greetings to all that are coming on in. Dr. Diaz, let me capture. I see your comment here over in our Facebook community. Thank you for saying that seeing QR codes on Instagram and Facebook is a pet peeve of mine. Yes, like that doesn't make any sense. If they're already online, the purpose of a QR code is offline, getting them online. So yeah, we here, right? We here. All right. We are here. Great. As a tutor, I've had to offer hybrid sessions online and in person. Listen, so this is a bonus tip right here. This is a bonus tip. So if you've only been offering, so let's think about this. So if you've only been offering things in person, you could expand your customer base if you also are able to offer something online. So that's still an integration of offline and online experiences. So thank you very much for bringing that up. Dr. Angelin said that she's made that pivot, which normally tutoring is in person, but now you've got a wider range of how you can integrate online and offline by having some tutoring sessions virtually. So let's keep it moving. Here's the third thing. As we talk about this integration of offline and online experiences as a marketing trend for 2024 and the appetite the consumer has. You want to be thinking about, one of the things you could think about is how to use direct mail to get them online. All right. So what could that mean, right? That could mean you sending out postcards. Some of these things, this is like a traditional marketing strategy. And sometimes we only think about the new and the online things, but having like sending somebody postcards is still a marketing strategy. That's why you see the value checks. Y'all get to see the value checks in your mail. And a lot of times on the value checks, you might see QR codes or a website saying, hey, go to our website and let us know here's a coupon code that you can use on our website. That's an integration. So for some of you, you might need to think about how to use direct mail, whether that's postcards or something like value checks, or even if you have customer information. If you have customers that you work with and you have their mailing address, could you send them a postcard or send them something that then offers a coupon code or invites them to do something online? So think about some of these traditional marketing tactics are still very, very viable, right? They're still very viable. Renita said, where is the best place to put the link with the flyer in the comments? So if you're posting on Facebook, I would recommend you put it in the comments. For Instagram, you can put it in the bio and tell them to go to the bio. That's just a little inside tip. Now that's normally something I would tell a client, but I let you go ahead and get in on that. The reason being is that Facebook doesn't like links. So if you put the link kind of up in the content, they are not going to show it. They're not going to show it. Yes, hybrid is the way. Absolutely. And yes, as a realtor, I use postcards and door hangers. Yes. So Linda, prime example. And then more than likely, those postcards and those door hangers are referring them back to some kind of way, probably a website, or a listing or something of that nature. And even if it is a phone number or what have you, there's probably still most people are, for a realtor, they're going to look you up. They're going to want to check you out. So they're going to go look your name up on social. They're going to Google you. That's online. They're going to look at your website. So I think that is a great example there. So think about number 3 was the use of direct mail to get them online. All right. Here's number 4. As we are moving here this midday, and if you're just coming in, I'm Sharvette Mitchell. You're hanging out here with me in Marketing Tips with Sharvette. I am the founder and CEO of Mitchell Productions. We're a marketing firm, and we work with high achieving women entrepreneurs. A few lucky men get sprinkled in, and it's all around help you raise your visibility, your marketing, your personal branding, so that you generate more revenue by getting in front of your ideal client. So integrate social media with in-person experiences. So this is a part of like, how does this trend that we're talking about, integration of offline and online experiences. So if you are in person, if you're doing things in person, attending events, hosting events, speaking at events or somewhere, being a vendor where you are selling your services, think about, number 1, your life is content. So think about, how do you capture this in-person experience? Even if it's just, you know what, let me make sure I get a couple reels. Let me make sure I get a couple things I can post on social media. If you follow me, I'm very consistent with doing that. If I'm speaking in person or I'm attending somebody's event or I'm not on the docket at all, I am usually capturing content. I kind of turn into media and a journalist. I capture content and post it online. That's an integration. So you can think about it that way. The other thing that you can do is ask clients. So if there are customers that are, say, purchasing books from you in person, you could ask them, hey, can you take a picture of the book and post it on your social media and tag me? So you want to be thinking about, especially if there is an in-person experience that you're having. And I saw there was a photographer here. That's a great example. Behind the scenes, I'm here, I'm getting a photo shoot done with such and such, and asking them to actually tag you in their stories or in their Facebook. If you are shipping things, and so say you have to mail books or mail products or what have you, a lot of times you'll see, and some businesses do this, and let me know in the chat if you do this, they'll put like a little postcard inside, so offline, online, right? Put a little postcard inside of the box and say, hey, screenshot this or tag us, here's our social media handles, and show that you opened the box or show that you got our whatever our product was. So think about like intentionally asking and integrating social media. If you are somewhere speaking, you could say, hey, can some of you do a quick testimony? If you liked what I talked about, can you jump on and send me the video? Or you could hold your phone up and video them yourself, or have an assistant or somebody with you do that. So just be intentional thinking about, if you're doing all this great stuff offline, bring it online as well, because that adds to your credibility and your authority. All right, let's keep it moving. Number five here, as we are talking about 2024 marketing trend. This is part 2 of 4. Last week, we talked about one, so catch up on that one if you didn't see it. But this is part 2. So the integration of offline and online experiences, that's something we're going to continue to see, and there's an appetite for that. So number 5, ask for online reviews, even during offline experiences. All right, so let's think about Linda, who's a realtor. She's here. So she's certainly meeting people in person and showing them homes and all of that. And she's showing pictures of like, hey, close on this house. While she's there in person, or even at the closing, ask the person to go online and leave a Google review. So those of you, if you don't know, you can get your own Google page. Google My Business. It's completely free. Google My Business. Just go to Google and look for that. But ask for, or if you have a mechanism where people can leave comments or reviews on your website, that's fine. But Google is a great place. So think about, again, if you're doing online things, offline things, how do we grab and capture that review? Those of you that are speakers, there are different systems out there where you can put a QR code in your slide deck and ask for reviews from the audience, and it's all automated. So you all can look that up. So just think about, okay, I'm doing all this great work. How do I represent it? In particular, if you're offline, ask them to go online to do the review. You can also use your Facebook page. Your Facebook page, you can do two things. So your Facebook page, you can ask them to leave a review there, and LinkedIn, you can ask for a recommendation. So let me know if that makes sense. Let me know. Yes. Linda said, yes, Google reviews and video reviews are perfect. All right, this is the sixth and the final one. This is the sixth and final one. I'm going to be out here in 7 minutes. No more than 7 minutes. Guess what? You can pick up the phone and call online contacts. So again, sometimes we get really comfortable, like I'm just going to hide behind the computer, or I'm just going to send an email. But a telephone call is an offline experience. So if there are people that you are connecting with online, and they could be potential customers, I would encourage you, if there's a way for you to ask for their phone number or reach out and have a conversation, a phone conversation. Even again, if you've just interacted with them online and there's no other interaction, that's one of the first ways you can kind of integrate this online offline, by having a phone call. The phone still works. Do y'all agree? The phone still works. People still talk to you on the phone. So there's that. If you need a recap, if you're like, hey, Sharvette, I just came in, can you give me a recap? I just type recap. I'll do it. If I don't see a recap, I'll keep it moving. I'm sorry. I skipped ahead. So our next session, so that was part 2. So hopefully get your wheels thinking about just if this is the trend and this is what consumers are kind of looking for, this integration, how you can integrate some of these things into your marketing. Our next session is going to be next Thursday. So we do Thursday, Monday. All right. I think y'all got it. So next Thursday we'll be on at 6 p.m. Eastern, and we're going to talk about artificial intelligence, right? Like absolutely, we got to talk about that. It's a trend, and we're going to talk about the impacts for that. All right, so that's that. Let me see if I see. Oh, okay, hey Chastity, listen, thank you. I'm going to do a recap just for you, Chastity. Hello, Renee. Yes, the phone. Listen, Renee Lacey, the phone still works. The phone still works. All right, let me do a recap just for Chastity. Am I saying that right, Chastity? Yes. All right, let me do a recap right now. So again, if you just popped in, we're talking about the integration of, as one of the marketing trends we're seeing for 2024, the integration of offline and online experiences. We're going to continue to see a blur that consumers are wanting to have this kind of just not in person and just not online. They want a mix and they want a blur. And so you want to be thinking about how do you integrate some of these things into your marketing. So number one, use QR codes. So if you are in person, any kind of in person, you might even have a store. You're attending events, you're vending, you're speaking, any of that, use QR codes to then get them online, to schedule an appointment, buy your services, what have you. And it just makes it easy because it takes them that direct link directly to what you want them to do. Number 2, which is in line with this, attend events. If you've been shy, if you've been holding back, look for local events, because people want to feel like this person I've been interacting with online, they're real. They are real people, and that human interaction is what you want. So attend or think about hosting in-person events. That's why I mentioned we're 7 events. We're coming on 8 events for this year. So absolutely, hands down, hosting events definitely will help push up your brand, but it'll help with this integration. Number 3, think about direct mail. Like, you can still mail postcards, mail letters, mail things to people that will then also get them online, so that by you sending them a postcard or direct mail or getting in value check, then sends them to your website, or then sends them to your shopping cart, or then sends them to a consultation. You want to be thinking about if this is something that works great for you. Definitely our realtors are here saying absolutely with that. Number 4, intentionally think about integrating social media and in-person experiences. So whether that is you being intentional about capturing content while you are offline and then bringing it online, or if you are interacting with customers and leads, asking them to capture content, tag you and post on their socials. So think about that. Number 5, ask for online reviews, even in an offline experience. So if you're meeting customers in person, ask them to go online to Google and leave you a review. Go on Facebook and leave a review. Go on LinkedIn and leave a recommendation, right? So that is something that you want to intentionally think about. And then number 6 was the final one. Pick up the phone and call somebody. If it's online contacts, you could reach out. If there are people you've been interacting with on social media, you can inbox them like, hey, can I have your number? I'd like to have a chat. Or they might have a system or something where you can go ahead and schedule time to talk with them. That takes it offline, because once you get on phone, that's not an online experience anymore. Now we've taken it offline. So pick up the phone and call people. All right, there you go. Speaking of which, if you're saying, Sharvette, I am needing some help with my marketing clarity, my marketing strategy, what should I be doing? And I work really well and work best with leaders and those that are professional service providers. That is my niche there. And so I invite you to a complimentary meet and greet call. You can schedule that at callsharvette.com, callsharvette.com, and we will have a time to chat, and I can hear about your business and more importantly about your goals and where you want to be. And if I have something that aligns with that, I'll be happy to share that. So callsharvette.com is where you can schedule a complimentary meet and greet call. And again, our next session is next Thursday at 6 p.m. And we're going to be talking about artificial intelligence. I know it's all around and what impact that has for a trend. Thank you, Sonia, for being here. Thank you, Lasha Wanda, for being here as well. Thank you, Kamisha said, great tips. Absolutely. The phone still works. Thank you, Annette. I did the recap for you. And Sonia said, yes, many aren't using used to call and ask. Yeah, people aren't used to, and it used to be like the traditional marketing before we had social media and websites and all of that. Traditional marketing was phone calls and was mailing letters and mailing postcards and some of that. So I think that what we're going to find, and I heard Megan Bain say this, with so much going on social media, there are going to be some people. One of the trends we're not talking about specifically, but it's kind of intertwined, is that there are going to be people who are going to pull back from social media because they feel so overwhelmed. They're going to turn off notifications and things of that nature. So this is why some of the conversations we're having will help you with that, because there are people who are like, I'm turning off all notifications. But guess what? You might see them at an event. You might meet them, they might get a postcard from you, or they might get a phone call from you. And so that's going to help with that. All right, let me check the comments. Yes, you are all in my activities. I lead gen daily. Come on, lead generation. Absolutely. Leads equal hope. I heard someone say that leads equal hope. All right, great. We're done. It's a wrap. I'm going to see. I'm right on time too. I'm going to see you all later. Yeah, Renee said, I feel that way about social media. That is actually one of the trends that, again, we're not talking about specifically, but that people are saying, like, hey, when people turn off notifications, kind of leaning or really being very purposeful about how they spend their time online. So some of these tips will help you. All right, it's a wrap. I'll see you all later. Look, my hair right. I'll see you all later on the web, and in particular next Thursday.